Good afternoon, and welcome to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. We drove in from Toronto yesterday, but we're actually staying in an Airbnb just outside of Cambridge, which is a little bit outside of Hamilton, about a 40-minute drive away. So I haven't had a chance to take a look around yet. When I arrive in a new city, for the first day, I kind of prefer to just wander around a little bit aimlessly and see what I can find. Usually it works out pretty well for me. And so far I'm noticing that there's a lot of street art in Hamilton and a lot of dated buildings, but in the best way possible. It seems like this area is one of the older parts of Canada. We've got some really old buildings here, historical places. So there's going to be a couple interesting things for me to check out while I'm here for the next few days. But today I'm kind of just going to wander around, see what I can see, and check out the street art. So I've been walking around for about 2 hours now and mostly appreciating the architecture, the red brick buildings, the amazing flowers everywhere, and the street art. But I'm also noticing an overwhelming number of people who appear to be quite unwell. And by that I mean mental illnesses, it looks like. A lot of drug problems, apparently. And on top of that, a ton of tent cities. Yeah, it's a shame. The social and economic climate of the city must not be in very good shape right now, which is surprising because as an outsider looking at the buildings, the businesses, the infrastructure of the place, it looks like a really thriving city. So I guess I'll leave that to political and social experts to explain why there are so many homeless people in the city. This is such a cool area. Lots of trendy restaurants and local stores, tattoo shops, street art, all in this really dated red brick building. So it's quite the vibe. This has got to be the most beautiful front yard I have ever seen. The entire ground is covered in these amazing flowers. I walked a little bit out of the way into a residential area because Google Maps has a section titled Graffiti Alley or Gallery Alley or something like that. And of course I have to see what that's all about. So here I am in a residential area. Can't say it's turning out to be worth the investment. It's possible that I just haven't been able to find the right area, but that just happens sometimes with street art. Pretty common occurrence, actually. Whoa, ho, ho. Work in progress spotted. City Pizza. It's the end of September, and how is it possible that there are still flowers that look like this at this time of year? I don't think you would have that in Saskatchewan. First day in Hamilton complete. So I spent most of the morning and the afternoon just kind of wandering around the city, following the murals as usual. Seems like a pretty trendy city from what I've seen. Like, I've only really been in the downtown area, and I know even further out in the outskirts there's some historical buildings which I'm hoping to check out tomorrow. I really enjoyed the vibe of the city. The architecture was really cool. I love seeing red brick buildings. They're just very aesthetically pleasing. There were an abundance of local cafes, coffee shops that looked really inviting. And of course, intriguing street art. So that ticks a lot of boxes for me. As I said earlier, there are also a lot of dubious kind of people hanging around. A lot more in one spot than I've probably ever seen, actually. And I ended up needing to watch my back quite a bit as I was walking around. Like, there were big groups of people, and they often seem to have violent tendencies, shouting, jumping at people, like all sorts of things. So it was actually a thing to need to be a little bit careful walking around the city. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but it all turned out fine for me, and I will be back tomorrow. Actually, the next 2 days, I'm going to be exploring around Hamilton, so stay tuned.